Study tubers, teachers, study talkers love to be like, you need to make a RAG checklist to prioritise your revision, and then they don't tell you what to do with it. Look, it's absolutely true. This is the best way to prioritise your revision. But at the end of the day, if you don't know what to do with this traffic light system once you've created it, it was pointless to create one in the first place. Do not worry, this video is going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to use your RAG checklist effectively to prioritise your revision, helping you study less and get better grades on today's episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sustainable Study Secrets, which is a new series where I give you my top study tips and tricks every single day until your exams. Be sure to like and subscribe so you do not miss out on this series. Today I want to talk about RAG checklists. So if you don't know what a RAG checklist is, it's essentially the idea that you go through your specification, which is a document outlining every single thing you need to know for an exam, and go through it and prioritise your revision. Look at the topics and you basically say to yourself, do I know this? Do I not know this? This should take between 10 and 15 minutes, and I highly advise you have your mock exam or a practice paper next to you so that you're able to see, titrations, did I get that right in the mock? Monetary policy, quantitative easing, did I get that in the mock? Did I get that in the practice paper? Did you understand it? And this helps you decide whether a topic or a subtopic is in green, amber or red. Green topics, you're like, yes, I would love if this came up on the exam, I'd get all the marks, I'm very happy with it. Amber, you're like, ooh, give it a good bash, but I'm not too sure. Red, no, you don't want that to come up, and you're really worried that it will come up because you don't know it or you don't know how to get the marks in the exam. Now you've done this, you don't want to dive head first into revision of your red topics. I need you to take a step back. I need you to prioritise what you're about to do. Hopefully not many topics will be in red, but for those topics that are in red, you need to strategically revise. Why do I say this? Let's say you're doing GCSE maths, you've got a load of topics that are in red on your RAG checklist. That a topic further down the specification may be in red because a topic further up the specification is in red as well. i.e., your fundamental understanding of this later topic will come from understanding that first topic. This is very important in subjects like maths and science, but in every subject to an extent. The specification should be being taught in chronological order. You should understand the first things on there first. They will help you form this foundation of knowledge that you can build upon in later topics. For example, in maths, if you don't know core numeracy, that division is the inverse of multiplication, you're not going to be able to rearrange an equation very effectively. And if you can't rearrange an equation very effectively, you're not going to be able to do simultaneous equations. Do you see how understanding that very first topic will help you with that much later topic? This is the same in a lot of subjects. So always try and understand what it was that you missed first and build up from there. This will make your life 10 times easier. You do need to prioritise the topics as well, particularly for subjects where they're not as closely linked. So you might see in specific subjects that certain topics come up time and time again. You know what they are. A-level economics, inflation, it comes up every year. Government intervention comes up all of the time. These core topics, if you have a fundamental misunderstanding of those, you're done for. If you don't completely understand some really niche area of the specification that doesn't link to many other things, you will probably be fine. Prioritise using this template and also consider whether these topics link together and which ones were taught first, like I was just explaining. You need to prioritise by how likely it is to come up in the exam, by why is it in red. So some topics that are in red you will just not know or have not learned or just have a core misunderstanding of. Other topics are in red because you can't seem to get the marks in the exam, no matter how hard you try. This isn't a core misunderstanding. This is not a content issue. This issue here is with your exam technique. This template will help you because it will help you decide on a specific action that you can take to resolve the problem. You need to work on those high priority areas that were taught first to begin with, and then work your way down, still working on those weakest areas. You're going to apply all of this knowledge that you've gained, all of this exam technique that you've learned, and you're going to apply it to practice questions. It's so important to apply that knowledge straight away because there's no point in knowing it if you can't get the marks in the exam. If you still can't get the marks in the exam, all the revision was pointless. And honestly, for those red topics, I advise you try and recall that information and try more practice 2 to 3 times before that exam. It might seem excessive, but remember that you hardly knew this information going in, So you should be trying to push all of that into the green. This spaced repetition will help you beat the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, will ensure that you get those marks in the exam. Now, your amber topics. When you finish your red, move on to your amber. These you're a little bit shaky with, but you'd have a good bash if they came up in the exam. So the first thing that you're going to do here is blurt everything you know, particularly if it's a content-dense subject. Blurt everything you know about that specific topic and specific subtopic on a piece of paper, and then mark it, use the textbook, and figure out what it is that you got wrong. And what you got wrong, you can target your revision on that. Whether it's just a formula you can't seem to remember, a definition you can't seem to remember, or just a fact that you can't seem to get to stick in your head, you can focus your revision on that, whether it's making a flashcard on that, whether it's making a cheat sheet, which is essentially just condensing a lot of information about very specific topics that you can't seem to remember or understand. Whether it's watching a YouTube video to gain a core understanding of what is going on, you need to be doing that. But luckily for you, for these amber topics, this shouldn't be much content at all. Then you're going to apply it to an exam setting. Are you seeing a theme here? You need to always be applying that knowledge, because best part of that is that you understand then, was it an issue with the content? Was that why I was a bit shaky on it in the first place? Or was it because I don't know how to answer the exam itself? And then you can do some targeted practice and revision on exam technique, assessment objectives, read examiners' reports. How do you get these marks in the exam? Take inspiration from model answers, try and emulate that in your own work. Finally, if you have time, get on to your green topics. What do you do for these? Honestly, plough through practice paper questions. Again, it's a theme because there's no better practice for that exam than the exam itself. And then hopefully you will be able to do that practice with no worries whatsoever, and this will just be active retrieval, ensuring that information stays in your mind. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe, follow along for the next episode of Sustainable Study Secrets. Best of luck in your exam revision. I want you to know that you are smart, you can do this, and best of luck in your revision. I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye guys. Love you.